Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Welp.
And I'm Alyssa Paldo. Welcome to WMBD This Morning. We started our state capitol this morning. Several gun control bills are moving forward in Springfield. The House passed a total of 6 bills relating to weapons on Wednesday, one of which bans bump stocks. Representative Jahan Gordon Booth voted in favor of the ban, while Republicans Eunice, Summer, Brady, and Butler all voted against it. Another bill restricts anyone under 21 from purchasing assault-style weapons and gun attachments.
In the Senate, state lawmakers passed a measure that would allow family members to flag their loved ones as potential threats. After that, the court would get involved, temporarily taking away their weapons. Governor Rauner voiced his support for gun safety yesterday, saying he's open to a change in regulation and looks forward to more bipartisan conversation on gun legislation.
Meanwhile, a threat by a Central Illinois student prompts a call to Peoria police. An administrator at Kiefer School told police that he was alerted of the threat. The student allegedly spoke about shooting and blowing up the school while on the bus. The bus driver says he spoke to the student, but the student continued to make threats. The student was transported to the Juvenile Detention Center for disorderly conduct.
A crime alert this morning. Normal police are looking for suspects involved in retail thefts at Menards. Take a look at the pictures on your screen. If you have any information or you can identify anyone in these pictures, you're asked to contact Normal Police.
A Pekin man has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for defrauding the elderly. 42-year-old Daryl Wright was arrested last October from 2015 to April 2017. Wright told the victim that he needed to borrow money to receive his father's inheritance check and that he would pay it back. There was no inheritance check, and Wright used the money he got from the victim to support his lifestyle. Wright must also pay over $100,000 in restitution to the victim.
The future of the River Trail Apartments remains foggy this morning. The Peoria City Council voted against a plan that would have spent taxpayer money on demolishing parkland to build the complex. Councilman Chuck Graham said on Facebook he wants future generations to be able to enjoy the riverfront. After a decade of back and forth, project organizers now have a few more months to bring a new proposal to the council.
New technology is helping first responders in Mason County respond to natural disasters. They're teaming up with AT&T nationwide for a broadband network exclusively dedicated for first responders. For instance, if a cell tower was knocked down, the network is supposed to be more reliable for firefighters, police officers, and other authorities. Mason County claims it's the first to announce it's participating in this network.
You think of the big ones, like what happens if you don't go home or you get trapped or physically injured or whatever, but honestly, cancer was the farthest thing from my mind.
In 8 months' time, the Peoria Fire Department has seen 1 firefighter die from cancer and 2 more get the diagnosis, one of them in his early 30s. I'm investigating this battle beyond the blaze and learning what's being done to make sure those who work to protect us go home safely to their families. When you meet certain people, you just know that their job chose them.
I always wanted to be a fireman.
Nick Reardon is one of those people. He's the type of guy that would give you the shirt off his back. So becoming a firefighter was the perfect fit.
You know, we don't want anybody's house to be on fire, but if it is, we want to be the ones to put it out.
And Nick has done that time and time again. Since high school, Nick has used that big heart of his, running into burning buildings to save people. That's until June, when something didn't feel right.
So I went to see my doctor. He ordered a sonogram of my gallbladder. He thought maybe my gallbladder was acting up, and when they did the sono of my gallbladder is when they found the tumors on my liver.
Neuroendocrine cancer, stage 4. And it had spread to Nick's liver.
Kind of take you by surprise.
His wife Sarah gave birth to their 3rd child 1 week after Nick started chemo.
I would say 6 weeks time we were completely fine, family of 4 with 1 on the way, mom's on bed rest, and then boom, cancer, chemo, treatment, scans, baby.
We caught up with Nick this summer shortly after diagnosis as his brothers on the Peoria Fire Department shaved their heads in his honor.
We are right there beside him the whole way.
Peoria Fire Department's Chief Ed Olahai says there's a new battle behind the blaze: cancer quickly catching up with cardiovascular disease as a leading cause of firefighter deaths.
And they're equating all that to the new plastic products that are burning in houses now.
Dr. Joseph Evans is a radiation oncologist who's seen several firefighters in his clinic over the past few months.
Firefighters overall are at increased risk of cancer, and then there are a handful of specific cancers that seem to be increased, including thyroid, prostate, melanoma, kidney.
A Peoria firefighter for 29 years, Chief Olahai started alongside Captain Gary Stotthammer, who lost his battle with cancer in September.
It was a badge of honor to have dirty gear and a smoked up helmet and soot on your face. You know, I mean, that's kind of was a sign of a guy that's in there doing the job. We never thought about, hey, cancer's going to get you 20 years from now.
Peoria FD is working to change that culture. Cancer awareness now part of its training academy. Firefighters are required to wash their faces and hands after fighting a fire, and gear is sent off to an extractor to be washed.
My hope is, everybody goes home safely after every shift. There's no doubt about that. And my hope is, a long life. But I think we're more realistic in the fact that we know we're only going to dodge these bullets for so long. So we're giving them, everything that we can to try to stop it.
He worries about the kids and I, and he worries about doing like videos and letters and cards for the kids in case we aren't able to beat this.
Nick's battle isn't over yet.
I always say I'm not ready to go yet, so don't get me wrong, we have our bad days too, or we're depressed or just not having a good day emotionally, but for the most part, our faith, our friends, our family, it's very easy to stay positive when you got that kind of support.
But much like fighting a fire, this battle will be won with one heart of gold and the dozens of others that stand behind him. The fire department currently only has one set of gear and one extractor machine. PFD hopes to eventually provide each firefighter with 2 sets of gear and buy another extractor. The city's budget deficit doesn't allow for that right now, so the department says it will continue to do what it can to keep firefighters safe.
Well, we wish the family all the best, and we're happy they talked to us to share this important information.
Yeah, very strong, brave people.
Absolutely.